Hello, my name is Israel Rico. I am a Chicano artist, and you are watching Una Plática. My earliest recollection of wanting to be an artist, I want to say was when I started reading comic strips, Peanuts comic strips, and then later on when I got into reading comic books, that was pretty much an influence in getting into my art. Later on when I got into my teens, I got into the heavy metal music, and I actually liked the heavy metal artwork that was on there. So between all of that, all those, between the comic art, heavy metal art, it kind of like got me more influenced into being an artist. And then on top of that, learning more about my culture, the history of my genealogy got me going more into Chicano art. Basically, the comic book artists of the time, John Romita was one of them. He drew Spider-Man, Gil Kane. Later on, in modern comics, Todd McFarlane, also Derek Riggs, who used to paint all the Iron Maiden covers as well. I had a chance to meet him back in 2019. It was awesome to meet one of my idols. Also, I want to say Diego Rivera, Frida Kahlo, and of course the Renaissance artists of the time, Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, a couple of other avant-garde artists like Andrea Serrano was another artist. And so just learning different types of artwork, whether it's photography, but I do more acrylic on canvas. But those were the ones that influenced me to do my artwork. I'm actually from Elgin, Illinois. I lived in Elgin I was born actually there in 1970. I lived there till about 1976. I lived in Tupelo, Mississippi. And then in November of 1977, I moved to San Antonio, Texas, which I have been a resident of San Antonio, Texas already for maybe 40 plus years. I went to school at Brackenridge High School. I'm a 1989 graduate of Brackenridge High School, and I also went to San Antonio College where I got my associates in art. Yes, they do. They definitely do. I think it gives artists, young artists, an opportunity to showcase their work. I know Centro Aztlan, they have what is called the superhero artwork gallery for young artists that are in elementary, middle school, and high school. So yeah, I think cultural centers are very, very big. I think what they do also is they embrace the community, and it also gives a chance to mentor young and up-and-coming artists as well. I think what I like to do the most is to mentor a lot of people as far as doing my artwork. As far as my artwork is concerned, I pretty much accomplished everything that I wanted to accomplish. I've been published. My artwork has been shown on national TV. I've had 2 publications. But what I really like to do is I like to mentor young and up-and-coming artists to let them know to follow their dreams, not to give up, to surround themselves with positive people that are interested in their craft and their talent, and to pursue their passions. And I think I like to influence a lot of people more, whether it be young artists, whether it be my classmates who ask me for advice, hey, what can I do to mix paint? I have a friend of mine who's a good artist. She's displayed her work here, Karen Fay. She started doing painting mermaids for her restroom because her restroom was mermaid themed, and all of a sudden she just started doing her own artwork, and she's gone on to be probably one of the best Chicana artists here in San Antonio, in my opinion. And I also have a couple of friends that ask me, well, how do you do this? How do you do that? And that's what I like to do. I like to enable people. I like to play it forward in that sense. That's an interesting question. Let me see what people don't know about me. I don't want to sound too morbid about it, but what they don't know is a lot of people don't know that I got shot during a parade. There was a Fiesta sniper back in 1979. So they don't. Most people don't know that, and I feel that sometimes I tell them that story, and they go, "When? When was this?" You know, I was 9 years old when it happened. But I want to say off the top of my head, that's the only thing that people don't know about me, and that's pretty much it. I say go for it. I say go to school, learn business if you plan to sell your artwork as well. Surround yourself with positive people. Take no for an answer. Eyes on the prize, and always be persistent. Be persistent, and don't let ever people tell you no. I met this one person who, for example, I was vending at a show, and he goes, I paint, and he goes, I draw, and all this stuff, and I said, well, let me see some of your work, and he was showing me some of his work, and he says, well, you know, my artwork's not good. And I go, who's telling you that your artwork's not good? Because it was fabulous. It was very different. It was he had a certain style to it. And he ended up saying, well, I feel that my artwork's not good enough. And I'm like, don't tell yourself that. I go, self-doubt is the biggest thing that can affect you as an artist. Just be positive and you know, keep at it with your passion, because there's a lot of people out there that they have the talent, but they don't follow through with it because they think that their artwork's not good. And I say go for it, and you know, there's no limits to what you could do. The piece that I have in my hand is called I'm Dreaming of You, and it mixes Chicano imagery, horror, and pop culture. My mission statement as far as an artist is mixing Chicano imagery and pop culture for a new generation. In this sense, it's three subjects. It's horror, Chicano imagery, and pop culture. And this is mimicking Selena. Selena has a song called Dreaming of You. And of course, in Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy Krueger comes after you in your dreams. And so I had seen people that had a shirt or a design with the glove and the white rose, or I saw a t-shirt design that had Selena's face clean with the glove, you know, on her hand, the classic picture of her like that. So I decided, well, why don't we just change the narrative a bit and make her all burned up like Freddy Krueger and have her in her Selena pose as she's leaning back. Of course, the original picture of her, she's wearing a silver chaleco or a silver vest and a black long sleeve. So I decided to do that and put the brown fedora on her. So, this painting I decided to keep for my personal collection because I love the way it came out, which is normally, I try not to keep as many paintings, but this one I wanted to keep, and so this one is called I'm Dreaming of You, and it mixes three subjects: horror, Chicano imagery, and pop culture. This one is entitled Dio. For those of you who have not heard heavy metal music, Ronnie James Dio was a pioneer in heavy metal music, hard rock as well. There's a good documentary I recommend you watching called Dreamers Never Die, and it chronicles his whole career. So after I saw that documentary, I got influenced to do a painting of Ronnie James Dio, but kind of like in a sugar skull, in a Dia de los Muertos motif, again mixing pop culture, music, and Chicano imagery in it. And the great thing about it was that I posted the in-progress work on Instagram, and the official Ronnie James Dio website, or the Instagram, posted the work in progress. Sad news though, Ronnie James Dio had passed away from stomach cancer back in, I believe it was 2008 or 2009, but I had the opportunity to see him at Sunken Garden Theater back in 1998 with my nephew, and he put on a fabulous show. He's just a heavy metal legend on its own, and I decided to do something with the sugar skull motif, and that's it.